Alright, Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wakar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone that rule impeccably well. And Shalom to the Akim that's pushing his truth in sincerity across the four winds. Right, I just want to get into a quick video, and this is going to be based off of this article I've come across on the telegraph.co.uk. And as you can see, the title reads, Government Drops Doctor Who Says Gender Given at Birth. So, the meat of this story is, you have this doctor from the UK who has basically, lost his job, been sacked, been given the sacked, been forced to, leave his company because he believes that gender is given at birth, man. You identify a male or female based on, what they come out as when they're born into the world, and not what that male and female grows up and then decides that they want to be, right? So basically, in short, this guy is not down with identifying someone that, calls themselves, a transsexual, right? Or that was born a man and decides one day that he wants to declare himself a woman, right? Because, he so-called believes in science and biology, and he believes that, look, man, you are what you are when you're born. You can't suddenly just address someone as a woman or a man because they tell you that that's what they are, right? Because biologically, they are what they were born, man. They are what Yahweh Hashem Yahushai had created them to be. So it reads here, a doctor has been sacked as a medical assessor for a government department after refusing to renounce his Christian belief that gender is determined at birth, the Sunday Telegraph can reveal. Dr. David McCariff has worked for 26 years as an NHS doctor, but was told he could not be employed as a Department for Work and Pensions disability assessor if he refused to identify patients as being the sex that they did not see themselves as, man. Right? So this guy was a so-called Christian that believed, that, hey, if you're born a man, then you're a man, and if you're born a woman, then you are indeed a woman, man. Right? That was his belief system, and he brought that belief system to work, and that ended up, getting him the sack, man. And he's worked for the NHS for 26 years, so it just shows you, this guy built up a foundation, he built up a career, being a so-called doctor, a physician. And then what's happened? He's lost his job because, part of the Bible that he subscribes to, that tells you a male is a male and a female is a female. He's now lost his job, man, because the system is catering to these faggots, man. The system is catered to, these homosexuals, man, and these transgenders, then the whole LGBT movement, man. That's the big and heavy agenda right now that Esau is pushing, the so-called white man, right? And it tells you in Isaiah, the 10th chapter, that, woe unto him that decree unrighteous decrees, because that's exactly what the so-called white man is doing, man. He's decreeing unrighteous decrees. He's putting forth policy and law that is adverse to the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. Right? That's what the so-called white man is doing, right? Now it says here, the 55-year-old father of four believes sex is genetic and biological, so obviously established at birth. He now claims that his right to freedom of speech has been denied, and he has been classed unfit to work for the department because of his religious convictions, man. Right? So basically, this guy has actually been denied, freedom of speech and freedom of thought, man. Right? Because that has actually given him the penalty of not being able to work for the NHS no more, man. They've actually deemed this guy, who's meant to declare other people as such, fit to work, man. Unfit to work, Salakia. Right? They're now saying that this guy is unfit to work. He can no longer work for our establishment if he believes that, a man can't be a woman and a woman can't be a man. If you deny those values that the system upholds, then you can't work for the system no more, man. But that just shows you, the current climate that we're currently in and the way that the world is heading, man. Because on a larger scale, the bigger agenda is to get the prophets of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai off of the streets, man. Right? That's Esau's main agenda, man. So if this is happening to an Edomite, well, he might be an Edomite, I don't know. He might be a Jake. You never know. But, you know, there's going to be many Edomites with the same philosophy that believe in certain things in the scriptures, man. You know, because, you know, you got Edomites out there that claim to so-called believe in the scriptures and they follow certain things. Well, the same thing is going to happen to them too, man. And the same thing is going to happen to Jake out there in the world too, right? So you got to be careful in the system now, because brothers, you could possibly lose your job, man. Right? So that's why the scriptures say, you know, you got to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, man. Because you let Esau know too much about what you're thinking in his establishment, in his workplace, then like this guy, you can be penalized, man. You know? Now it says here, he now claims that his right to freedom of speech has been denied, and that he has been classed unfit to work for the department because of his religious convictions. And the medic from Dudley in West Midlands fears many other professional people of faith could also be dismissed simply for holding opinions about gender are centuries old. And really, only Israelites can have faith, man. Only you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the elect of you, are going to have faith, man. Right? Faith was only reserved for Israelites. Right? No other nation could have faith in these scriptures. Right? You can loosely say that you believe in the Bible and that you believe in God, but really it's only the people of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai that can actually do that. All right? Now, also it says here, dismissed simply for holding opinions about gender that are centuries old, because that's what scoffers always, you know, they want to come to the camp and talk about, well, how can you believe in a book that's centuries old, that's, you know, hundreds of thousands of years old? Like, that don't make any sense, man, right? Because this truth was there from the beginning. The word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai existed from the very beginning, man, right? So the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai cannot expire. There's no sell-by date on the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. They are eternal, man. All right? The words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai are eternal. Right? You can't put a date and say, okay, we got to start following it at something AD or something 1970. You can't do that, man. Right? The scriptures and the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai are eternal, man, and they will be established forevermore. All right? Now it says here, Dr. McCarriff, who registered as a doctor in 1989 and spent most of his career working in accident and emergency ward, said, I'm not attacking the transgender movement, but I'm defending my right to freedom of speech. Well, you know, he had to kind of soften the blow, you know, because his career is at stake, man. So now he has to say he's not coming against the transgender movement. But that just shows you how powerful that transgender and the LGBT movement actually is, man. You know, because Esau is a natural born homosexual. He's naturally, you know, vile, man. Right? He's that vessel of wrath that was fitted for destruction, man, as the scriptures tell you. Right? I don't believe I should be compelled to use a specific pronoun. I am not setting out to upset anyone, but if upsetting someone can lead to doctors being sacked, then as a society, we have to examine where we are going. Well, you know, where we're going as a society, you know, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, man, and he covereth the faces of the judges, man. Right? So that's where as a society, we're going towards the mark of the beast. Right? As a society, you know, the so-called white man wants full control over everyone, man, using that chip. Right? So things like this, you know, this is just the tip of the iceberg, man. Things in the world and current world affairs are going to get a lot more worse, man. Things are going to get terrible out here, man. This is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just the beginning of things to come, of Esau taking full control. But, you know, through the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the elect are going to be saved out of this madness, man. All right? Now, this is Daniel's chapter 8 and verse 25. And it says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. And that's exactly what the so-called white man is doing through his policy, through his laws and statutes, that his wicked laws and statutes that he's set up. He's causing craft to prosper, because that is craft, that is wickedness, man. Right? That is an unrighteous decree, that this guy is actually able to lose his job because he's upholding a part of the word of the Lord that says a man is a man and a female is a female, man. Right? So that guy has received a penalty of losing his job because of that, man. that is causing craft to prosper, man, because that's not according to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And that same Bible, right, the word of the Lord, they'll have you swearing that in court, and then, you know, they pretend to uphold the word of the Lord, but then they're penalizing you because you believe in the word of the Lord, man. That just shows you the hypocrisy of the so-called white man. And that's why he was given the judgment to be destroyed forever, annihilated, man. No other nation was given that judgment except for Esau, the Edomites, man, the so-called white man. They were the one that were given that judgment, man, right? And he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. That's the so-called white man all over, man, right? And he shall magnify himself in his own heart, man. That's how he wants to give you that chip, because the so-called white man wants to be worshipped, right, above anything else, man, above Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's what the whole mark of the beast is about. It's about not worshiping the Lord and worshiping the so-called white man, right? Worshiping his image, man. So you got to have his image. You got to have the mark of the beast in your right hand or in your forehead, man. You know? And by his peace he'll destroy many. And there's many examples of Esau destroying many through the act of peace, man. You know, saying that it's peace, but really it's drawn swords, man. You know, hey, God learned from that, man. You know? Now this is Isaiah 29 and verse 16. It says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. And that's right, man, because Esau has turned everything upside down, man. Anything that Yahweh Shem Yahushai has established to be righteous, the so-called white man has to come and flip it on his head, man. Right? You got male and female, right, which allows us to procreate. When male and female come together and they have sex, they unite. You know, it's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual event, man. Right? But Esau wants to say, nah. You know, we're gonna have Steve and Bob, you know, and rubbing up on each other, man. Right? Which is disgusting, man. All right? That's not how Yahweh Shem Yahushai has set up the program to be. Right? Because nothing good and nothing positive can come out of an act of two men, you know, trying to perform the act of sex, which is not possible. Right? The only thing that can come out of that is disease. Right? And that is facts, man. You can look that up. That is facts. The only thing that can come out of two men coming together is disease and death. All right? Yahweh Shem Yahushai has set up a man and woman to lie together and procreate. The scriptures say, go forth and multiply. How do you multiply it, man? Right? Reproduction. Reproduction can only happen with a male and a female, man. Right? That's how the union was set up. That's how the Lord has set it up from the very beginning, man. Right? And that's how it's going to be in the kingdom. Now, this is Psalms 82 and verse 5. It says, they know not, neither will they understand. And that's right, because the wicked don't understand these scriptures, man. The wicked does not understand the righteousness of life and how life is really meant to be lived, because they wasn't given that portion to understand how life is supposed to be, man, and how righteousness is supposed to work. That's why the scriptures say they were a vessel of wrath fit for destruction, because they were made to continually err throughout their generations until they were destroyed, man. Right? They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness, man. They willingly walk on in darkness, these so-called white people, man. They're not trying to learn righteousness. That's why the scriptures say, what have you to do with my commandments? What have you to do with my statutes? Roughly paraphrasing, man. Right? They have nothing to do with the righteousness of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The law, statutes, and commandments were only showed unto Jacob, man. Right? And all the foundations of the earth are out of course. And hey, that again, the turning of things upside down. Everything that the Lord, the foundations that Yahweh Shem Yahushai set up from the very beginning, what has the so-called white man done? He's come along and he's perverted them, man, and he's turned them upside down. Right? All the foundations, man, going from your food to male and female. You know, you got men out there that are turning themselves into women. You know, sometimes you look at, you might be looking at a tranny on the street and it's actually a man. You know, you might think it's a woman because Esau's gone so deep into the wickedness, right, that he can actually make that happen. He can actually make a man look like a woman, man. That's why this kingdom has to be destroyed, man. Right? This is a vile and disgusting kingdom that we're currently inhabiting right now, man. And that's why the righteous sigh and cry for the abominations that be done in this place, man. Because we want to get out of this place, man. And we want to put an end to all the wickedness that's going on you know, on the face of the earth, man. That's why we pray to our power, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. And we earnestly, you know, yearn for his return, man, so he can set things straight, you know. But with that, you know, I'll say shalom.